Hola and welcome. Now today is gonna be a nice chill out session with, just talk video, and that's basically all because there's quite a few things to mention. There's quite like, to slow down, catch up kind of things. There's a lot going on this past month, and I'm like, in a nice way, I'm overwhelmed, but it's still like overwhelmed a little bit. It's like, wow, and I've even like written bullet points here so that I don't forget to mention stuff. So the first thing that happened was I was on like a live stream, and for the first time, and then I was, then it was the podcast for the first time. I was like interviewed on a podcast for the first time, so it was like 2 interviews, and then it was this freaking Amiga kit, thing going on, and the up and down around this, and not to mention like things going on in personal life as well. Well, then again, YouTube is is an extension of my personal life. I'm showing you guys a part of my life, so and then after that was the Play Expo, which was really cool, and it was my first time as well. I mean, I don't do crowds that well, to be honest. If I'm honest, I'd be shocking for some of you to know that I'm actually an introvert, and I don't do crowds too well, but that actually went very well, to the point of actually being excited about going next year or next time or any other event like this. So I might, I'll probably end up going again, most likely. How I manage videos as well is I tend to do them a couple of weeks in advance. So I'll do like 1 or 2 in advance. If I'm doing a series, I'll try and, shoot the entire series and then split it up and things like that. When I start doing them on the fly, then it takes it out of me. So all that's been happening this month. I've been doing videos on the fly as well. Either that, or when there's like a relevant subject to the current time or something like that, that's just come up. And I will more likely the video that's waiting, make it wait a bit longer, to the point of sometimes it's like, a video that's been waiting for like 6 months, like this Walkman haul, like this personal stereo haul. Yes, I will call them personal stereos, not Walkman, because I know that has offended a few of you. God, life is too short to nitpick like this. Darn it. Yes, I've offended a couple of people by calling all of them Walkman and not personal stereos. Jeez, chill. Anyway, what I've actually been up to. So the first thing that happened around this month was a live stream with Amiten TV. So there's actually it lasted like about 3 hours, and Johnny, it was amazing. It was like my first stream. At the beginning I was nervous, you probably could tell that, and there was like a lot of people in the chat. I wish YouTube actually saved the chat. Do you know when you save, like Twitch does, it saves the chat, and I really wish that YouTube did that also, that you could, because I picked up bits of the chat, but I didn't actually see the chat fully, the entire thing. So I would have liked to go back and, see what everybody said and the things that people were asking me and all that. So it's like either you can read the chat all the time, or you can, I was talking to Johnny all the time. So it was kind of one or the other. But they even got me to freaking sing and play the guitar, which normally I don't do. That was a freaking first on camera. I don't do that because it's kind of I hadn't even practiced, so it was,
Hi guys, good evening and welcome to Amiten TV, episode 164. And tonight we have the proud to present to bring you an interview with Miss Maddie, aka MsMadLemon. It's Bill from the Good Imitation there. Say hi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Bill. Now I have 2. I have the Amiga 1200 and the Amiga 500.
Okay.
It's just because they're laughing at like you put this really nice tune music, relaxing music on, and it's like people killing themselves outside.
Oh my God.
Luis Fernandez, sí, I do sing.
La música, mi tenis, la otra. You singing, Madi?
I do, yes, but I'm a little bit shy because I sing when I play the guitar. So
Is something we can hear you singing?
oh my God, really? Okay, I'll. Nella sala dormire io dromo, tu può capire, non è te, non ne parlare che non senti che hai, sto correndo puro te, non dire io dromo, tu può capire, dorme, e non vuole, non mi piace che hai sto cuore, quando mi penso di baro a te. Sospiri lagrima, l'amor ne do tegno chioi, il rete la mia bella. So if you wish to watch the entire stream, it's linked in the description below. I've linked the actual stream itself, but also I've linked Amiten TV. And I would suggest, go subscribe to his channel, give his channel some love, because, it's like, I'm afraid of doing one live stream. He does live streams, that's what he does the most. I'm afraid of doing one live stream. I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's nervous thing for me. This dude does live stream after live stream after live stream, so really, hats off to you, Johnny. Y especialmente si hablas español. You will enjoy his channel. There's something there for English speakers also. He does, he's bilingual. Also in Spanglish too, so if you know both, cool. And also, another, mention is Amiga Ireland. Those three dudes, they're so nice. I did a podcast with them.
And today we've got MsMadLemon with us. Maddie has an extensive library of videos covering everything from hardware modifications.
All this vintage technology, is this something from your childhood, or how were you exposed to it all to start with?
Well, the vintage audio, it's always been there. I mean, the Amiga itself, this has, we got an Amiga 500 when, I was about 7 or something. And it's the first computer that I ever touched, so of course it's got like, a lot of meaning. Actually, they bought a Plus 2, the Spectrum Plus 2, and then what happened is, after about a week, that was gone. So they went and exchanged it for 500, so I was just...
All right.
Good choice.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And you have a Commodore 64 now, so did that come after the Amiga?
Yes, that's right. This is Commodore 64 is one of those where I saw it at friends' houses. I saw it in people play on it back in the day, but... Amiga Ireland. I will link their website below, in the description below. Their podcast is worth listening to. It's really nice. It's something different. It's kind of, I'm somebody who really enjoys cultural diversity. And it's like, it doesn't matter if somebody's from, South America, from Spain, from, Iraq or Iran or something like that, or Norway or Sweden or UK, US, I've seen Amiga lovers from all of these places. And they all have that thing in common, that feeling, the Amiga feeling. Those of you who have it will know it. And it's like the same with the Ireland podcast. It's like Amiga, but from this place, from Ireland. And you can feel it in their podcast and in their accents. And, it's like things like this. And, it's really nice. It's kind of uniting. I like that. My Amiga kit. I just want to follow up on that video. If you don't know the Amiga kit situation, then the video, I've linked it, here somewhere, the letter I think, and also in the description below. And yeah, if you want to know the whole story about that, that video is your friend. And the follow-up about that is that it wasn't as sad time as it should have been. No, that's the other way around. It wasn't. That was a screw up, wasn't it? That was not a Freudian slip. No, it was more of a freaking sad time than it could have been. And what the freak was that? Was a tangle, wasn't it? You know what? Oh yeah, that's one thing I want to make clear. When I was talking about the person who told me that, oh, your magazine is all news and stuff, that wasn't Amiga Kid. I want to make that clear. I know I'm not, Amiga Kid are not my favorite people right now, but I don't want to like accuse people of, you know, doing something which they haven't done. So that was not Amiga Kid, that was this friend that, you know, at the time. And it wasn't so much about the order or the magazine or anything like that. I think I was a little bit more hurt than that somebody who I thought was a friend had actually knocked me like that. So that I was disappointed at more than anything. And I wish to thank you a lot in the who in the comments were actually, you know, reassuring about the situation, about everything else. It was really nice of you. And you know, those of you, you know, when people go out their way to make you feel good, rather than, you know, take the situation, take advantage of the situation and have another dig at you, you know, that speaks volumes. The people who choose to make you feel good are the ones you know that you hang around with, you know, because that's what we're supposed to be doing with each other anyway. We're supposed to be picking each other up. As I said, you know, many times. Oh, this is my favorite, one of my favorite mods that's playing right now. The thing is, what I'm actually trying to say is that, yeah, we do have one life, you know, each of us. It doesn't matter whether you believe in God or not, whether you're religious or not, doesn't matter what you are. You know, there's no point finger pointing. Excuse the pun. There's no use finger pointing, you know, because both are guilty. Everybody's guilty. It's not about, you cannot get a group of people and say, oh, these people are guilty because of that. Therefore, if you do that, you're blind to the rest. And I'm talking about all groups. There's people in all groups that freaking do this. And it pisses me off. Because, you know, then you start getting into, you know, freaking clan mentality and group mentality. And anyway, I'm going too deeper than I should. But what I mean to say is, we all have one life, every single freaking one of us. And I do not get this, you know, this trying to knock each other down. Everybody has, you may see somebody who is so successful. Let's say for example, let's put it into YouTube terms. You may see somebody with, like, you know, goodness knows how many subscribers, or another person who is growing, you know, at a speedy rate, or whatever you freaking see. You do not know what other things that they're having to battle with. Not everybody tells you their woes and sorrows. In fact, the ones which are suffering the most are least likely to tell you their woes and sorrows. So there is no point envying people or trying to destroy people or having digs at people or anything like this. I've seen it happen to others. I've seen, you know, I've had people try and do it to me. I've seen, you know, it's like, and I find it sad. At the end of the day, when we're talking about being a darn community, you know, we're a retro community, vintage community, whatever we are, we are seeing it as, we should be seeing it as we are all like as one, except in different parts. We are doing different things. The retro, you know, community or whatever subject it is, it's not so narrow that it's not like a freaking bottleneck that you have, what do you call it? A bottle that, and you're all being pushed into the neck to the point of being cramped. It's not like that. The retro world is vast. Some people are good at programming. Some people are good at hardware. Some people are good at the Amiga, some the Commodore 64, or Spectrum, Atari ST. When it comes to, you know, documentaries or something like that, let's say, for example, I'm using this as an example. One person can do a documentary, you know, about the Amiga. And another person can do another documentary about the story of the Amiga also. So can a third person, fourth person. You know, I've actually seen quite a few the story of Amiga documentaries, and each person has told it in their own style, has made their video in their own style, and I've learned each of them, and I enjoyed each of them equally. You know what I mean? It's sort of, there's no use of those people competing with each other because they are unique in their way. I get so much from each of them, and that is something which, it bothers me when people ruin their own creativity by trying to compete with each other to the point of, you know, not everybody does this, of course, but I've seen people do that, and they'll lose that passion. They lose the passion inside, which they want to make videos and do this in the first place. And that passion turns into competition. Which, okay, a little bit of competitiveness, maybe a good-hearted competitiveness is healthy. A little bit. When you freaking get to the point of getting toxic, then it sucks. Because you're dousing your own freaking flame, and it's going down to and then you're trying to douse the other people's flame because you're freaking losing it. And you know it. It becomes, rather than being heart-driven, it starts becoming ego-driven. And I've seen that, as I said earlier on, I've seen this a lot. I've seen people tear others down. I've seen people have a dig at others. And I've also had people have digs at me. And it's kind of, it's ridiculous. At the end of the day, we're a community. You know, and so I would like to thank those of you who actually showed a supportive and reassuring voice in the comments of that video. As I said, I know who's got my back because it's a two-way thing. We're a community. You know. Yeah, where else are we talking about? Yes, the expo. The expo was freaking amazing, yeah? If you want to watch the video of my expo, it is in the description below, also in this letter, I think, here, you know? And I got to meet some amazing people there, and, you know, it was freaking nice. And also, I wish to say that, you know, there was a lot happening at the expo. It was kind of, there was, we were like all yelling at each other because it was like so much noise. And I felt my voice when I came back. Actually, you probably heard in the end of the video, my voice was like a little, because it was exhausted. I'm not used to speaking or shouting that loud. But yeah, so I couldn't hear myself think, and I wish to give like the shout out that I gave of, what was it? Green. I'm not good with freaking names. What the freak was this shout out? That's it. Greenford Computer Club. I actually met with the Amiga Lads there. It was Steve Bennett and Adam O'Brien. Was it Adam O'Brien? I'm sorry, I know your faces, but I'm not good with names. That's it. Yeah, it was Adam O'Brien. So Steve Bennett, Adam O'Brien, and you know, a couple others. And I met them. Steve Bennett actually was giving me the card for Greenwood Computer Club. Because I keep saying, my brain keeps saying Greenwich. What the freak is Greenwood? And I didn't recognize them as the Amiga Lads. So I want to give it like a proper, you know, shout out to them. Amiga Lads. Check them out. The link is in the description below to their channel. So what's upcoming? Well, a lot. What I tend to do with my channel, as a lot of you know, I do not just, you know, retro computing and Amiga. I also do like vintage audio and you know, Walkmans, personal stereos, Panasonic Walkmans. You like it when I say that, don't you? You people who get annoyed at the word Walkmans. Panasonic Walkman. Panasonic Walkman. I'm sure that's seriously annoying somebody. Aiwa Walkman. Sony personal stereo. Right. What was I gonna say? Now, what started the, you know, the personal stereo, the 2 personal stereo episodes is I was repairing this. Now, when I took this, all I did with this is replace the belt. That's all it needed initially. I took this over to the Play Expo and I was listening to it. You noticed it in the video. And what happened is I had a lot of things in my handbag. You know, there was like cassettes which I bought. There was like, you know, other stuff. And I think running around and, you know, doing all that, it got a bit knocked for them when I noticed that, you know, one of the, it's got auto reverse. And one of the channels, I think it was like the right channel, did not work anymore. It wasn't the headphones, it was the actual thing. It did not work anymore, however, when you flip the side to the other side of the cassette, it worked. So it was just like a connection. For some reason, from the tape head, there was like a connection broken. How the freak that happened, I don't know. But it happened. So I fixed that, so that's why the Walkman thingy started again a bit. And I decided to just do a video on it. So that's what's gonna be, you know, this coming week's video. And then we're going back to computers because I have a couple of things I'm working on. I will not tell you about it yet. You know, let it be a surprise. I like doing that. I like my channel being more of like a random surprise. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed chilling out with me today. There was like, you know, quite a few things that I wanted to talk about. And yeah, I will, whatever other site or whatever which I wanted to kind of do a shout out for, and I've forgotten to write it down and stuff, you know, I am a bit scatterbrained. Even my room. You should see the state of my room. No, you shouldn't see the state of my room. I will not show it to you. Because it's disgraceful. It's freaking messy. You know, it's like, there's a lot hidden over there, which, if I turn the camera, you'd be like, Maddie. You know? So it's like, yeah, I won't show it. But yeah, I'm a bit scatterbrained. And those of you who contact me or message me will probably realize this. Those of you who know me know this. That, you know, my head's just like, one day here, 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 here. It's like freaking teleporting itself everywhere. Check the description below. It's gonna be just like the description below in the expo video. It's gonna be a treasure chest of, you know, things to look at and people's sites to go to and, you know, things like that. So, yeah, check all that out. So, for now, my tea is finished. Khalas. For now, I will say adios.